It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Some of them say, see, black people, we told you you were next. Okay, you said we were next to get deported. That's what you said. Those black people that they went in that neighborhood did not get deported. I want to make sure to say that because they saying that now. So we told you were next, you were next, you were next. No, you said we was next to get deported. We're not getting deported. Listen, we dealt with this before, not with ICE, but we dealt with the same thing before. It was during the crack epidemic after the three strikes law, the crime bill. They were doing the exact same thing to black people in our neighborhoods. This is nothing but a remix. I know what I'm telling you, and we survived it, and we'll survive this too, because we are survivors, and we are people that will thrive in the middle of chaos. So no, they can't mass deport black Americans. It's too many of us to mass deport. They can't mass deport all y'all who are illegal in the Latino community or Africans or whoever else. They can't deport all y'all. They can only get so many of y'all. They trying to scare you to the point where you self-deport, because more you self-deport is easier than them going to get you. But no, we're not next to be deported. We're not next. And we were never off the menu. Okay. We always been on the menu for us to be targeted. So you're not telling, I mean, listen, this is a country that we've been dealing with. We know this place. We know it. So none of you are telling us nothing that we don't know or have not experienced in this place. Some of them say, see, black people,
So the fear-mongering has got to stop. Like, y'all are saying, oh, they're deporting black Americans. No, they're not. Because of what happened in Chicago, that building was riddled with Venezuelan gang members. That's who they were targeting, and that's who they were looking for. I'm so over this rhetoric that we're immigrants and we need to be afraid. I'm so over the fear-mongering tactics. Yes, I saw the videos. I saw the news clippings of the black women saying that they were detaining kids. That shit is fucking like diabolical. It's very unfortunate and absolutely something needs to be done. We absolutely need to talk about this. We absolutely need to fucking do whatever it is we need to do to make sure that things like this are not a normal reoccurrence. However, those people were let go. Like, they didn't send them to Guantanamo Bay. And you also have to keep in mind that there are immigrants that are also black. So if you see someone getting deported that looks like me, maybe they're Caribbean and maybe they're African. So stop with the fear-mongering tactics. They went up in that building in Chicago to get the Venezuelan gang members. We've been under siege. We've been under attack. Literally. We are the blueprint for the resistance in this country. I don't think that it's okay that they use brute force against anybody, no matter your background, your hue of complexion. I'm not in agreement with that. I definitely do not fuck with touching kids, period. Like, I'm just not, none of it is okay. And I feel like when you all hear me say, you know, black Americans aren't immigrants, or when we would be like, this is not a fight, that mostly stemmed from the fact that there has never been true solidarity between us and Latin communities. One-on-one, pockets of us, absolutely. We bang with each other in real life. Some of us are best friends. Some of us have children together. But as a collective, y'all even treat the Afro-Latinos like shit. So for me to see you all making these fear-mongering videos, it's like, come on. We've been getting detained. Y'all don't remember Stop and Search that was going on in the 90s and the early 2000s? Am I saying it's okay? No, but we will continue to fight the good fight. However, we are not going to get deported by the droves, because even if you get detained, they got to run you through the system and find out who you are. So stop with the fear-mongering tactics. This is not the way to get us to come outside. And do we need to fight back? Yes, but we are not fighting for the same thing. If you know, you know. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. So the fear-mongering...
Again, you know, I mean, as we watching it in real time, there was a misconception of what was going on, and I think what's happening is something that needed to happen, and it was just black people were caught in the mix. And again, it didn't show anybody else but that one building. So I guess until there are other raids, that we have to see how they are carrying out these raids, and if they're really going after black people as much as they say, or is it just because these people are in black and brown communities, or just black.
As a black American, it actually makes my heart smile, the amount of black people that's walking away from the left. Yo, we are waking up and leaving the plantation. We're leaving because we are seeing how these Democrat politicians never cared about us. And we are waking up. And when I say it is beautiful to witness, it is literally beautiful to witness. For those who have been following me for a while, I said to myself that no black person should be following the Democrat Party because they do not care about black people. Now, I know people like to use spirituality, and I have used it too, and I share my reasoning spiritually why you shouldn't follow the left. But if you want to think surface level, they ain't done nothing for us. That's just real talk. They just haven't. And to see what's happening in Chicago with this politician who spent so much money, spent tax-paying dollars within the state of Chicago, spent all their money on illegal immigrants. And because of his actions, the consequences that's happening in the state, there's a possibility that the kids in the state of Chicago may not even be able to go to school. Because that state, they're broke. Now, mind you, our president warned this gentleman about his behavior. He ain't listen because he want to stand on business and help the illegals within this country. But that drain's now backfired on him and on the state of Chicago. And instead of him taking accountability, he's now flipping it on others, and now he's demanding for the federal government to help them out. But he was the same person that didn't want no help from the federal government. So you got this person, you got the situation that happened in Philadelphia, you also got the situation that's happened in California, all blue states. You know, I'm from the DC area, mainly from PG County, and it had to take for me to move to a red state to see the light on how folks be moving. And now I'm not saying that the red always got it right, because I know they don't. But baby, they do a lot more than that blue side do for people like myself.
See, that's the issue that I have the most is they're saying, "Oh, stop following the Democrats, stop following." Then who are we following? Because it's clear that even on the red side, if they don't get it all right, but they are doing more for us. But you can clearly see there are people over there who don't like us. I mean, look at how they talk about Jasmine Crockett. Regardless of if she's a Democrat, she's still a black woman. So they don't like her. Look how rampant racism has gotten. And they're not in, hoods and Chevys and all that, like that people always say. They riding in their Chevys and got their flags. No, they're using other ways to be racist. In fact, social media is a way to be racist. If you look and see all the fake accounts, the people with one follower and stuff like that say a bunch of wild shit online, that's always been here. That ain't never not been here. That racism has always been here. And also, like it's all type of ways. Karens. When we started seeing Karens, it was like, what the hell is going on? When Karen started coming around, you'd be like, man, these white people crazy. And then you see they only judge you because of the color of your skin. Now they getting bolder. They in your face. And who else you got? I mean, you just got people that just do disgusting things to you just because you're black, or they treat you a certain way because you're black. Then they hate the DEI because oh, that's the DEI helps you black people who are underqualified, which is hasn't been proven true. Is does it assist in certain areas? Possibly, there could be some, but they hate that for you. The fact that they hate that you can, the mind you, good old boy system been going on forever. How many white men in the history of this country do you think has gotten a head start because their father was a CEO of a company? What they call that? It's a word for it, but whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Where like how LeBron James got Bronny on the Lakers. We know what it was, but guess what? No black person said they wasn't mad at it because white people have been doing it for many, many years. So nepotism, thank you. Nepotism, that's DEI for white folks. So the reason why they're mad that you get that opportunity is because you take the opportunity from somebody who they could have used nepotism on. So in the same sense, it's still racist. It's just not like wearing a white hood and lynching niggas racist. It's a difference. But it's okay. Because, you know, somebody said the Democrats are bad, so let's see what the Republicans got. But at the same time, the Republicans who have the racists following them because they think they're racist. Now, can we actually stand next to that? Or are we going to be fighting them next for their, you know?
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.